What's up, guys? It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a while since we've done a live stream. How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah, it's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's the day after St. Patrick's Day.
It's just a boring Monday. It's Morphin Monday.
It is.
Hashtag Morphin Monday. Never boring on Morphin Monday. What a banger of an episode we dropped today.
It really was.
Which was the Mirror
of Regret.
Mirror of Regret. A fantastic episode. Made me officially stan John Young Bosch even more than I already did.
I know.
But if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you go watch that one because we kind of lost our shit filming that one.
I feel like we do with almost all of them.
A lot of these the past couple have been really funny.
Well, that's because you're like actually in a groove now where you're not using the recycled footage and these characters actually get to develop now.
Yeah, I mean, my voice just cracked. That's crazy. But yeah, really fun stuff. Check that out.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, everyone? I see a lot of people joining, just popping in right now. Hey, everybody. I see Andrew, Johnny, Steven, Malika, Toku fan. Steven, Johnny again. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Nicki, we recently started our first foray into Super Sentai.
That is true.
Into the larger world of Tokusatsu with BoonBoomger.
Boom boom.
And I guess what I really want to talk about is because I never really, after we react to the episodes, we kind of discuss a little bit, but we never really have like an in-depth discussion on what our general thoughts are on the series so far. So what do you think of BoonBoomger after 3 episodes?
Oh my god, I love it. I mean that's the thing is that we talk about each individual episode, but we're also 3 episodes have aired, so it's also hard to say like what we think of the whole series. But from what we have seen
so far,
so far. Like, and that's the thing, is like I don't want to like get too hyped on it so early, but my god, it's such a blast.
Listen, after not watching any Sentai before this, having our only real exposure to Sentai. Well, me, you're right. You did watch Geki Ranger, parts of it. Like the most Sentai I've seen were like henshin sequences.
Yeah.
But beyond that, my only exposure to it was Power Rangers. To start with BoonBoomger is such a wild experience. Because it really is just kind of my vibe. It's like a giant meme, and I love it. I love every second of it.
It's such a meme because, like, the car theme, it seemed kind of weird at first since it's at least the 3rd time they've done one already. But,
yeah,
man, just the way they go into
probably more than 3. 3 that we know of.
Okay, there's Car Ranger, whatever RPM is called, and then this.
And then, so Go Onger is RPM. And then Car Ranger, then there's probably an older one that we don't know of.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Like, they know how to play it so well. I think so.
I love how they just went all in on tires. They're like, they picked the theme. They're like, cars, let's just take tires and let's go all in on tires.
Yes, because candidly, I think the ones on the back look super weird and kind of dumb. But this is the biggest thing, because I know that was a huge talking point when the images released of how the suits, especially how the helmets look. And they are very stupid, but in the context of the series, it works perfectly.
It's really weird because I saw kind of like the swell of when the first images came out, and people hated them at first, but you started to see the design slowly win people over. So I kind of really loved seeing that, because for me, I first saw them and I was like, that's so stupid. Those helmets are so distracting. There's a giant tire on their heads. But then the more I looked at them, like, I kind of like that stupid tire on their heads. And then they're like, not only are we going to have 1 tire on our suits, but they have like 5 tires
at least
on them.
Because you have the ones on the back, there's 2, and then you have the ones on their shoes, at least.
There's 6 tires if you count Taya, the Red Ranger, which is hilarious.
Oh my god, it's so corny.
Yeah, so great. I'm loving it so far. Fantastic start. We have Jin Saku in the chat. What's up, Jin? We're going to be talking about the Power Ranger reboot news that you kind of broke yesterday. So, yeah, good to see you here. And as well as a bunch of other people. Cameron, I think this is the first time I've seen you in the live stream. So I could be mistaken, maybe under a different name. There's a lot that we haven't done one of these in a while, so a lot going on. And we have some very informative people. Turbo Ranger was the first one. See, I knew there was an older one that we were missing.
But that's the problem. It's like any pre-Zoo Ranger.
It's hard.
It's like I'm aware of Jetman and obviously Bioman. Otherwise, I could not name any of them to save my life.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. We have to it's very easy for me to count backwards or forwards from Zoo Ranger because it's where I started. It's Mighty Morphin. So I'm aware of the ones that exist during that time period between then and now, even the ones that the American adaptation skipped. So it's really fun for us. Really enjoying BoonBoomger. We have our episode 3 reaction, hopefully dropping tomorrow if we finish editing it. But it'll definitely be tomorrow. If not, first thing later in the day.
Yes, because I mean that's the nice thing about all these shows is they're not even a half hour. So it's pretty efficient.
Yeah, and guys, we're gonna keep talking while more people pile in. Yeah. But if you have questions for us, either save them until the end, and we'll kind of do a Q&A in the chat, or hit us with a super chat or Streamlabs, and we'll make sure to get to them right away. But either way, happy to see so many people jumping in. Really great stuff. Nicki.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this month has really been, the past 2 months, I should say, have really been a wild ride for Power Rangers fans. Anyway, because we got the return, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the return from Boom Studios, written by the original Pink Ranger herself, Amy Jo Johnson and Matt Hodson. Guys, this book is fantastic. We are 2 issues deep. I said episodes. 2 issues deep into this story, and I am loving it. I have to say, even though, without Mighty Morphin bias getting in the way, I have to say this is one of my favorite Power Ranger stories of all time. I really do think it's a fantastic series so far. And not only that, I think that this is telling the adult Power Ranger story in a way that what so many of us older fans wanted the medium to explore. Tell it in the way that we wanted the medium to explore, and not just, as much as I liked Once and Always, I think Once and Always was safe in a lot of ways just because it had to be. It was still it was still under guidelines. It had to be. But Nicki, with someone without all the baggage that I have of the franchise, what are you thinking of the return so far?
Well, do I not have the baggage of the franchise. I don't know if I've ever even read a non-manga comic or graphic novel in my entire life. So that in itself has been kind of wild. But holy hell, I mean, just more than anything else, it's just so well written. I feel like it stays so true to a lot of the mythos and the characters of the franchise. But at the same time, it feels mature. It feels like it has a different enough tone that sets it apart from anything I was really expecting. Yeah. And I think that a lot of what we've seen so far, and it hasn't even really been that much in the grand scheme of things, it already feels very rewarding, just the experience of getting consumed in this story. 2 insanely well-paced and packed issues. Yeah. A lot happens in these 2 issues. And again, it's an interesting perspective that you bring up, because I kind of forget. I'm a huge comic book fan. I've been reading comics my entire life. Sometimes I forget that you are also not a comic book reader. I know. But you really went out of your way to read this, and not only did you read it. Yeah. Hold on. She really loved it, guys. And one of the coolest parts about it is we kind of woke up at the crack of dawn last Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Yeah. And we were both reading it simultaneously in separate rooms. Yeah. And we both finished kind of at the same time and just texted each other oh my God. Right. Well, that's how crazy that this story was. Well, that's the biggest thing is I think it's fair to say that leading up to it, regardless of what the quality was going to be, it was an event. It was a big freaking deal, because of Amy Jo and Matt, and just the story it was telling, to where, because we tweeted about this. I don't even think we talked about when issue 1 came out. I had the privilege of going to MegaCon in Florida a week, I think, before it was coming out, and got that weekend. Yeah, it was at least 4 days before it came out. 4 or 5 days. I was lucky to get some of these very exclusive covers. Variant covers, gorgeous variant covers. This is a foil one. I love foil covers. I'm a sucker for foil covers. I'm a sucker for metallic covers. Yeah, these were two of the exclusives.
The Rogue Red Ranger, not to be confused with Rocky, the original Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
So that we even got to read it like because of that a little.
Yeah,
early.
we got to read issue 1 5 days early, 4 or 5 days early. Issue 2 we read it same day of release, just like you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like this is probably my favorite one.
And that's the original cover.
And yeah, as much as I am a huge fan of Dan Mora. Dan Mora is the artist who did all the designs for this comic. And he did this cover right here. And as much as I love Dan Mora, I think this cover really kind of epitomizes what the story is. It kind of summarizes what this story is in one picture. And that's why I like this one so much.
It is. And it looks...
And it's so weird. We got a lot of Jason variants for a story that really centers on Kimberly for the most part.
And to be fair, there are a lot of Kimberly variants.
Yes, there are.
And these are like... What did Amy Jo say? 37 variant covers?
Yes, there was a lot.
And like, I went throughout that con. I like scanned the show floor trying to like, because I think there were supposed to be a few con exclusive ones. It was so hard to find even these. But like, I did my best. And now we have these beautiful pieces of art.
Like she's on the day of release, she's scouring comic book stores, looking for the comic. Like she's full-blown comic collecting now. So we got to thank Amy Jo and Matt and Nico and everyone involved, the whole team at Boom Studios. You guys got something great here. We're so excited for issue 3.
Yeah.
So crazily excited. I mean, when I say that I'm not even exaggerating. This is the most excited I've been to have a new Power Ranger story since the announcement of Once and Always. But I think that there's something really special here. And if you guys watched my review, you kind of found out my general thoughts in that. But I really do think that there's something special here. And this is an elevated version of Power Rangers. And it's told through the lens of two people that work in, movies and TV. So it really has a larger than life cinematic scale to it.
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited. Excited.
It's so funny because the first thing I thought when you said elevated Power Rangers is the elevated horror joke in Scream. Because in a way, you're kind of right.
I thought you were going to mention Power/Rangers. That kind of elevated Power/Rangers. People in the chat will remember Power/Rangers. If you like it, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. For me, I thought it was the worst thing to happen to the brand ever. I hated Power/Rangers, and I continue to hate Power/Rangers. And the only time it ever gets mentioned is when our good friend Jacoby over on Twitter decides to make a meme tweet about it. So thanks, Jacoby, for keeping that alive.
It's just weird because now that I actually know about Rocky, the character, and I've seen him, the idea of James Vanderbeek. It's so wild.
The one, like the first Latin American Power Ranger. Let's get James Vanderbeek to play him.
Yeah.
That's great. I just love it. It's so weird. What a weird decision Power/Ranger was. Does anyone in the chat remember Power/Rangers? Let us know.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I believe for free.
For free. It's definitely for free because I don't know who would pay to watch that. But it's definitely for free. I'm sorry. I'm taking a lot of shots.
I was gonna say. I mean, people obviously put effort to make it.
People put effort into it. You're right, and I mean, definitely a lot of money went into it because you have James Vanderbeek, you have Katie Sackhoff in the thing. It's just
you're allowed to have your opinion.
I'm allowed to have my opinion. Everyone knows I'm a hot take guy. I have a lot of hot takes.
Is that a hot take?
That's not a hot take, but I'm getting hot about it. My take is getting hot.
That is true. I think that's a lot of your takes, honestly.
Speaking of Power Rangers, Jin was in the chat earlier. Let's talk about the scoop. Yeah, you want to put it up? The latest scoop from Jin. Jin dropped some information on the Netflix Power Rangers reboot from, formerly Jonathan Entwistle. I don't know if he's still attached. Jin, if you're in the chat, let me know if he's still involved. I know if they want him to be involved, but he's currently busy with the Karate Kid movie right now, the Karate Kid reboot, sequel, whatever it is, the requel. Because it's not a reboot, because Machio and Chan are in it. But hold on, you're gonna have to put that back up because I gotta read off that.
I didn't know.
So what Jin revealed is we already knew the kind of colors and the team dynamic that they were going for with this team. Again, this is based off of the Power Rangers movie script that was making the rounds a couple of years ago, and it got retooled and redeveloped into the series that's going to be premiering on Netflix eventually. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, but it will at some point, hopefully, if Hasbro still controls the brand. and we have the names of the Rangers as they are in the script currently, and that is Tommy, the Green Ranger, Luciana, the Red Ranger, Derek, the Blue Ranger, Aubrey, the Yellow Ranger, and Vanessa, the Pink Ranger. And the working title is the Power Rangers.
Whoa!
Or as the joke tweet I just made on Twitter, the Power/Rangers.
Oh, God.
So an interesting tidbit that Jin revealed was that Tommy, the Green Ranger, in this reboot starts off as the leader of the team, which is a big departure from Power Rangers. As we know, they always like to have the red leader. And this time, Tommy is going to turn on the team.
What?
Midway through the series, apparently. And that's an interesting concept because it definitely plays with fan expectations. Again, this is currently in development, like hold right now. So this is the script as it is right now. There's still room for it to change.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of this stuff was written before the tragic passing of Jason David Frank. So some of this stuff still may change. Jin will keep us informed on the stuff that does change. But as of right now, this is currently what we're looking at. Tommy starts out as the leader. He betrays the team at some point during the series, and we get our new female Red Ranger in Luciana, and excited for that.
And isn't the Yellow Ranger supposed to be the leader?
Red, green is supposed to. Tommy is supposed to be the leader.
Okay.
From what I've understood from everything that I've heard about the multiple iterations of the script, Tommy is supposed to be, because I'm saying the name Tommy, but it's not. I don't think it's supposed to be Tommy Oliver, because this is a reboot. It's just an homage name to play with fans' expectations. He will start out as a leader, and then we will get a Red Ranger leader that we are more familiar with.
Gotcha. I've could have sworn that maybe it's just because of the way she's placed in the image.
I mean, that image is not.
It's not official.
That's a placeholder image that Jin put up there. But
gotcha.
the suits, from what I understand, that the discussions that are going on in the background that I've heard from not only Jin but a couple of other people, is that Entwistle really liked the look of the King Oger suits, so he wants something along the lines of an armored look, like
Gotcha.
King Oger, Mighty Morphin 1995-esque.
That's kind of cool.
Speaking of which, we're coming up on that movie. It's
We
almost
are.
time.
Oh my God.
You guys may get 2 Power Ranger movie reactions this year. We may just go all out and react to 2.
We might, but before we move on, thank you so much, Will Meister, for
the
super chat.
Thanks, bud.
You want to read it?
Oh, go ahead. You started.
Oh, sorry.
You started. Take it.
I unfortunately remember Power/Rangers. I don't waste energy taking shots or anything, as it was made by a dude not only who isn't a fan, but has never seen an episode.
Oof.
Can you believe that?
I can believe it. Watching it, I can believe it because it is parody. The whole premise of it was Adi Shankar, I believe is the person's name who wrote and directed the short. It was a parody film, but the problem is it was supposed to be satire. But the problem is if you never watch the show, satire can come off as hyper realistic, or it can come off as the intentionality was satire, but the final result was something that was played very straight. So the satire was completely lost because it was so over the top and really had nothing to do with the show, besides the most basic baseline things that you could observe just from watching a commercial of Power Rangers. So I feel like The Return has more elevated satire than Power/Rangers, but again, it has good writers.
Yeah.
I'm taking so many shots. I'm so sorry, guys. I love Testing Limits comment right now. All the reboot Rangers are the Rugrats all grown up. Remember All Grown Up?
Are you kidding? I loved it.
Rugrats?
I loved it because I mean, Rugrats, I always forget just how old the original series is. I wasn't even born yet, but All Grown Up, I was a kid preteen when that was like airing new. So I know it's going to get shit on compared to the original. I freaking loved that show.
Yeah.
I love how they made Dill this little weirdo for some reason.
Absolutely. Dill looked so weird. He was just a little weird guy, but every group needs a weird guy.
I think part of why like he and Tommy seemed weird is they had hair.
That's true. It was so jarring. I thought they were going to make Tommy like a bald 16-year-old. Shaved his head, like make him just real emo.
Oh my gosh.
Zach M. Someone named Zach M. I've never heard of All Grown Up. Well, Zach, great to have you in the chat. First time here. Never heard of you before.
Also, as someone we've never heard of, this is also the same guy who's never watched SpongeBob. So am I surprised by that?
Yeah, Zach, we're not surprised that you've never seen Rugrats All Grown Up. Maybe you should watch it. Maybe we should do a reaction.
I mean, not before SpongeBob.
You have to watch SpongeBob. SpongeBob's like culturally relevant still.
Yeah.
Super culturally relevant.
Also, thank you again, Will Meister.
Oh, Will Meister.
For
Thanks,
the other super chat. Would I need to catch up to read Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return, because I haven't read a comic since Justice League Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? I would guess no.
Well, you haven't read any of the Boom comics outside of me summarizing them for you.
No, I would say, as someone who's watched 1.5 seasons of Mighty Morphin and has watched every episode with the OG team, I was more than fine.
As someone who has read all of the comics, I would say you don't need to read any of them.
Yeah.
It's really written as a sequel to Power Rangers, but you don't even have to watch all of Mighty Morphin to read The Return. That's what I think so interesting about it. There's callbacks and there's Easter eggs, but none of them are prevalent enough to affect the story.
Right.
There's plenty of stuff for diehard fans to go back and really like spot and say, oh, that's really cool that that's there. But as long as you have a general understanding of season 1 and half of season 2, I think that you're really ready to go, and I would recommend reading it.
And that's just, again, a testament of good writing,
yes.
Because in a way it is an adaptation.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You're not hamstrung to the source material.
No.
It's not so overly specific that, I mean, yeah, you won't give a shit about the characters if you're not familiar with Power Rangers, but I think it's just a very good capsule story.
Yeah.
Or bottle, however you want to phrase it.
Absolutely, 100%. And before I forget, I forgot to shout out Jin. If you want more information on Power Rangers, Final Destination, any sort of leaks, go follow at Jinsaku on Twitter. He is the main Power Ranger scooper on the internet. Yeah, go check him out. Great guy. Got to know him really well over the past couple of months, and cool dude. So go give him a follow. But yes, we highly recommend jumping into The Return. It's a really good jumping off point. It's designed to be a way to get people who have never read the comic. It's not designed that way, but it works as a jumping on point for people who have never read the Boom Studio comics to kind of read that and then go back and explore them. Because I think in comic books, we have things called jumping on points, which are milestone issues usually, or whenever a creative team changes on a comic book.
Yeah.
And that is a good point for, they designed the first issue to be a good point for new readers to jump onto. And I think The Return is a great jumping on point because, one, it's a what if story. 2, you really only need to have a general understanding of Power Rangers, the original 6 Power Rangers, to really be emotionally invested into the story, which you will be right away. And I think it's written so well that even having not watched the series, you could probably pick it up and really get into it.
Yeah, if it's something you think you would be at all interested in, I think it's something that you could get into and at the very least appreciate it, because there's just so much to it. The writing, the artwork is gorgeous.
Yeah, there's so much to love. I mean, the artwork, the shading, I know that both issues were shaded by 2 different people, but the coloring is so fantastic. Really great stuff. The artwork, so much effort was put into it. And I know the main 3 people involved in the book, Amy Jo Johnson, Matt, and Nico Leone, and they did such a tremendous job on this story. So much work, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears put into it. It feels cinematic. There are spread pages in here that I just want to get like printed and hang on my wall. Like, there's really great art. There were pictures that Nico posted of him dressing up as the Power Rangers and doing the poses himself to get the angles of the body right when he was drawing them.
Wow.
So, guys, when I tell you so much effort and time was put into this, it really was. So go support them. Go follow them all on Twitter. They all deserve the love, all the love they get. Haven Knight, I know that you've been dying to have us watch the movie Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Guess what? It's coming. It's coming.
I mean, we finally have the team that stars in the movie.
The team. We have the new black and yellow Ranger. Rocky, of course, the original red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. He's always been there from the first episode.
Sorry.
He's the first red Power Ranger. But we're Zach doing now. No, Zach, we're not doing now. We're doing live.
Do what now? Which movie is he talking about?
The movie, 1995. The movie.
I wasn't sure if he meant 2017. Power
No,
Rangers.
we're not going to do that now.
Oh.
We're doing 95.
I know that. Yeah.
Zach.
What?
Relax, Zach. Why is he yelling? Guys, why is Zach yelling at us?
I
Tell him to
don't
calm
know.
down. Haven, no, I wasn't bonking you. I was just bonking with excitement because I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
So we're excited for the movie.
We're excited. I'm glad you guys are excited.
Here's a little tease for you, Nikki. This movie's gonna make you want to rollerblade.
Oh no.
That's the tease.
Physical activity.
That is the tease. That's the only tease I'm gonna give you. It's gonna make you either. I don't know how this is gonna play. It's gonna make you want to skydive or rollerblade. Maybe both.
That's a lot of physical exertion, but cool.
I'll tell you. Okay, last tease. Skydiving with a snowboard. And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, that actually sounds
I'll
cool.
leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, guys. I can't.
I will not do it, but that sounds cool to watch.
My God, that movie made me really angry at my local sports stores for not having color-coordinated rollerblades and gear.
I mean, that definitely sucks.
I'll tell you one thing. Sleeves, non-existent in that movie.
Like, not even their suits?
Not even the suits have sleeves. The suits are the only thing with sleeves. Gotcha. Everything else, no sleeves. No, that's a no sleeves zone. It's a movie. They had to power up.
Okay, fair enough.
The more sleeves, the more power. Oh, what's up, Maddie? Maddie Gunner's in the chat, guys.
What?
Go one of the smartest Star Wars aficionados I know. Go follow him and PLD over on PLD Projects. And
also follow Maddie for his music.
Follow Maddie for his music, of course. Maddie's music, super talented. Maddie, a jack of all trades, master of all as well.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude. Sleeves do reduce power, Zach.
Yes.
That is the theory. That's the current theory that we're working with. That the Morphin Grid somehow detracts power when you're wearing sleeves.
Yes.
And when you take your sleeves off, I guess it's because your body has more access.
I was gonna say it feels like the show was like a science experiment at this point.
Yeah, our show is a science experiment. We're experimenting. we are essentially scientists of the grid.
Wow.
We are experimenting with how the grid works in ways that they've never tested on the show. I can't wait to make scientists of the grid merch. That's gonna be fantastic. Testing limits. I don't want to spoil. That's too big of a spoiler.
Oh,
That's too big of a spoiler.
I also don't want to like
reveal.
Immediately bag on someone just because they have
It's too big of a spoiler to reveal. I can't.
All right.
Kelsey.
God.
Kelsey asked, have you seen all the Power Ranger shows? Nikki, have you seen all the Power Ranger shows?
No.
No, I have. I have. Full disclosure, I have seen all of the Power Ranger shows. I have been watching Power Rangers since '93.
As a wee lad.
As a wee baby. Wee little 3-year-old. 2-year-old, I guess, at that point. I don't know how that's possible, but you guys figure it out. And so I've seen every season of Power Rangers. Nikki's getting there.
I'm getting there.
She's getting there.
I know much more than I did 2 years ago.
That is true. That is factually accurate.
Yes.
You do know more now about Power Rangers than you did know 2 years ago. Thumbs up, guys.
Why do I have my sleeves like that?
I don't know. We're just free flowing right now. We're just free flowing. We're having fun.
We really are.
We're having fun. What's up, guys? A lot of people joined. What's up, Bale? I can't read that.
It's
going too fast.
Bali No Gamer.
Bali No Gamer. Okay.
At
Sorry,
least
guys.
think.
I have glasses, guys.
Kelsey, Jace Rocks, Haven Knight. Nice to see y'all.
Nice to see everyone. But yeah, we're I forgot what were we talking about before we went off on that tangent?
I loved how we tried to be organized and then
we went off on such a tangent right now. Guys, let's talk X-Men 97. Who was excited for X-Men 97? I didn't have a picture up. I downloaded one and it was I didn't have one. Man, can we put that BoonBoomger picture up?
That is a cool one.
We got to put that up. I love my guys. I love my tire heads. I love my BoonBoomgers.
I know.
They're so glorious. And I love how the rims are chrome. They're chrome colored rim. Like they're chrome designed.
Okay. Obviously we haven't watched Sentai, but at least compared to the Ranger suits we're aware of, are these the most comfortable looking?
These are the most comfortable looking. You want to know what's wild? I feel like you could wear these suits out.
Yeah.
And like you can get away with it. Without the helmets, you could probably wear these suits
like on a day-to-day basis.
around town.
Yeah. I mean, you'll still get looks, but
You'll get
not
looks.
nearly to. You could at least claim like, hey, it's a speed suit.
Yeah, it's a
or,
tracksuit.
Like, yeah.
Like without the boots, without like the rubber boot parts.
Or at the tires.
Just throw sneakers on it. No, keep the tires. You have to keep. You have to keep the tires. I would say add more tires. Throw a couple more tires on.
Yeah, I made the mistake of initially proclaiming Beast Morphers Ghostbusters were the most comfortable because they look it until you point out that they're leather.
Yeah, they're leather. And who would like? Can you imagine just living in leather for a day? Like, no, that would be so uncomfortable. We need so much like cream to stop chafing.
Ow!
To prevent the chafe.
That's.
It's true.
I know.
It's true.
But these.
I'm practical, guys. I'm practical. The Morphin Grid can't protect you from chafe.
No. I want to think about that.
Scientists of the grid. Scientists of the grid, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. X-Men 97. Who's excited?
Yeah.
Who's excited? I'm excited. Guys, full disclosure, the X-Men, at that point in my life, I was 5, 6 years old. I was fully on my way to the comic book nerd that I am today, but I was reading mostly DC comics. So X-Men, the animated series, and Spider-Man, the animated series, are really what broke me into Marvel Comics. And it was my first exposure to the X-Men. And they were a group of characters that I ended up really loving. And I really dived into a lot of their comics after that. So to have this show come back and watching the trailer, I'm so beyond excited to see this show. And guess what? We will be reacting to it. That's official confirmation. We will be reacting to X-Men 97. We're going to try to get the episodes out next day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really excited about it. Is anyone in the chat excited for X-Men 97? Any X-Men 97 fans out there? And who's your favorite X-Man? Or woman, X-woman? Or X-person?
I'm glad you know about it, because guess how much I've watched of the X-Men?
0. This is going to be Nikki's first time watching X-Men.
Not any...
X-Men animated.
Yes.
X-Men... It's so weird. I can't say X-Men the animated series because technically it's not.
Well, I have not. Do you know how much X-Men stuff I've consumed?
How much you've consumed? I don't know. I can't measure that. I can't quantify it.
I have watched the 2000 movie and like a third of X2, and that's it.
Okay. Wow. So you know what? You're gonna be spoiled because this is peak X-Men.
Well, that's good though.
Peak X-Men.
I'll say this. I haven't watched the show. Maybe the best theme song of all time.
One of the most. Second only to Power Rangers. There's so many. We're gonna have to do a theme song tier list.
Also, speaking of which, I just found this out today. Haim Saban and Shuki Levy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say. Are they really? Are they really responsible for that song?
They're responsible for the series. It was a Saban show.
Okay, I could have sworn I saw somewhere that they were the theme composers, but that's probably wrong.
Oh, Nikki, did you not see Logan?
Hell no, because at
that too violent.
Yes,
Maddie wanted to know.
I was gonna say because I was very aware of it when it came out. I knew people loved it, and I figured I could probably watch it without having watched the rest. I was not ready to experience what I've heard was that much gore, though.
It wasn't as bad as people think. As people made it out to be.
I've also gotten a lot better, so I could probably be fine.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, we watched some pretty gory stuff.
Yeah, I watch a lot more horror now, so I would be more than happy to watch it. But as shitty as they may be, I will be a completionist and watch the rest first.
Yeah, that's.
I know.
That's a slog. That's a trek. Yeah, I hope we do, Jace. I hope we do get a Spider-Man and X-Men crossover. I know they teased that because that was really Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah,
is really the first connected Marvel universe that we got.
I was going to say, they have to be the most well-known Marvel characters pre-MCU, right?
Well, yeah, not only that, but those shows launched a bunch of other series like Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Hulk, Silver Surfer, that all interconnected with each other, and the characters all crossed over into each other's series. Yeah. So that was the original MCU, the Marvel cartoon universe, if you will. But yeah, so they teased a lot of interconnectivity. They teased a lot of superhero cameos. Other heroes will be popping in and out, which is really cool because you never know who's going to show. You never knew who was going to show up in the original series, and I would expect nothing less from this revival. But either way, super excited for X-Men. What, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, you didn't answer the question.
What was the question?
Who's your favorite?
Oh, who's my favorite? It's weird because I vary. My answer used to be really edgy. I used to be like the cool guy, and I used to say Deadpool as a cheat answer before Deadpool was super in the public eye.
Yeah.
Again, as a comic book guy, I was exposed to Deadpool way before most of you were, so I love that. But now, I've always loved, and this is more of like for a power standpoint. I always loved Bobby Drake. I always loved Iceman.
Yeah.
Just because I think cryokinesis is such an interesting ability,
Mhm.
and it's really cool to see the things that he's able to do with it. But the problem is he's written so poorly in the comics a lot of the times. They kind of forget that he's an Omega level mutant a lot for many, many years, and they have him just be dumb a lot of the times. So yeah, I would say Iceman. Gambit is definitely up there. A lot of people said Gambit in the chat. Listen, I like Wolverine. Not my favorite. I know he's everyone's favorite, not mine.
It's because of Hugh Jackman.
It's because of Hugh Jackman. That's what it's because.
Yeah, and without even having seen it, because I have asked you this, I feel like I'm probably gonna be a Jubilee person.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be a Jubilee. You have Jubilee vibes. You definitely have the Jubilee vibe, the Jubilation League vibes.
And even though she was cut, I absolutely love Lana Condor's look from Apocalypse. It's so stinking cute.
They cut out most of her scenes.
I know, but I love the hair. I love the 80s hair and her version of the yellow jacket.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yellow Jacket. Not to be confused with Yellow Jacket.
Of course not. Will Meister, thank you so much again for the super
Will
chat.
Meister!
Since the 90s, these are my X-Men. Most of my comics follow this iteration of the X-Men. I even have some comics from 1997. Also, the X-Men is by Ron Wasserman.
Yeah.
Duh, I should have known the genius.
Oh, I didn't know you were asking who composed it. I thought you were asking like, did they like?
No, that's because it must have been Wikipedia because like I was trying to read like the credits.
They are producers of the show, so yes, technically they are responsible for making the theme song. But yeah, it was the reason why the theme song is epic is because they brought in Ron Wasserman.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
It's the Wasserman effect, baby.
Because I was like, there's no way that Haim Saban.
That guy could make painting a wall epic. I swear.
I mean, he makes every minute scene in Power Rangers epic.
He makes the Rangers flipping into stock footage the most epic thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yes, and he finds different ways to do it.
Absolutely. All right, X-Men. We talked about X-Men. Really excited about that. Confirmed that we will be reacting to it.
And there's going to be 10 episodes, but they're airing the first 2 this week.
First 2 back to back, then the rest as a weekly release.
There's just so much going on.
So much. Then there's Knuckles. We're going to be reacting to Knuckles.
Yeah.
Because I'm a diehard Sonic movie franchise.
And I'm genuinely excited for that show.
Yeah, it looked really good. So you can catch our Knuckles stuff. We want to react to Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah.
Which comes out soon. So yeah, guys, you're going to get really spoiled with content.
I know, because like starting this week, that's 3 shows regularly.
3 weekly releases.
That's wild.
BoonBoomger still going strong.
Yeah. Will Meister, thank you so much again.
Thanks, Will Meister.
Rogue and Jubilee are my favorite X-Men.
Okay.
The movies did not do them justice.
That is true.
It's so awesome that we're getting pro depictions of them again.
That's true. I mean, Jubilee has always been a minor character, except in the animated series. So listen, as someone who understands movies and that movies can only have so many characters, I kind of understood why they pushed her to the side. But Rogue.
Who was younger Rogue again?
Anna Paquin.
There wasn't a younger version?
No, she was always Anna Paquin.
Even in the new trilogy?
There was never there was no Rogue in the new trilogy. In the new trilogy, she was played by Anna Paquin in all of her appearances.
Okay.
There was no Rogue boot.
That's what I figured. I was like,
Re-Rogue.
I figured I did not know of any younger actors. So that makes sense. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that they're very disappointing, especially because of how insanely powerful she is in the comics and the animated series, which she gets her powers by. It's so weird. Like comic books are weird. She gets her main mutant ability is that she touches people and she can absorb either their mutant ability or their life force if they're just humans. And she can also absorb a mutant's life force, but she also ends up gaining their powers. The longer she touches you, the longer she has them. She gains her flight, super strength, and durability by touching Carol Danvers when she was Ms. Marvel.
Oh, shit.
And holding her for a very extended period of time to the point where it put Carol in a coma. for a while. And that's how she gained her permanent flight and strength and all of those fun abilities. But yes, Rogue was super nerfed in the movies. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to see Godzilla v Kong, Godzilla and Kong, Godzilla X Kong. What's it? Godzilla X Kong?
Yeah.
Kong 2 Electric Boogaloo. There's time. There's a little Kong. We are going to see that. We tried to get a screener to that.
Yeah.
Still waiting to hear back. Probably not going to get it. But
this is a crazy month for movies because we still have Ghostbusters too.
Ghostbusters. We're going to see Ghostbusters. There's going to be a couple reviews we're throwing at you this month. I personally want to review Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah.
Which is a really great the new Kristen. I was gonna say Kristen Ritter.
Oh, that's
from Psych.
I thought you were going to say from Jessica Jones.
Oh, from Jessica Jones. Yes, that is from. I was gonna say Jessica Jones is Kristen Ritter, but I caught myself. Kristen Stewart. We want to do that. We want to do Ghostbusters. We want to do Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
And I know there's one more we're missing, so we're gonna throw more reviews at you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch and talk about season 2 of Halo, just because of how much of a Halo fan I am. So probably gonna do a review to that as well. Gonna review issue 3 of The Return. And guys, the reason we're talking about The Return so much is because 1, we really love it, and 2, we may have a couple of big surprises coming your way in regards to The Return. Some really big and exciting stuff for the channel that I really don't want you guys to miss. So make sure you click that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest video drops, because trust me, when it happens, you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be pretty epic.
As you said that, I was nervous we were going to turn off.
We're just going to turn off. The Marvel snipers were going to come get us. Boom Studios hired the Marvel snipers to come get us. Zach M, do a Dune 2 review. Yeah, if you can do it in under 2 hours, we could definitely do a Dune 2 review.
Yeah, that's the thing that can be done.
Yes.
I'm just trying to see what other movies are coming out.
There's so many. This is going to be an interesting year for movies.
I really want to see Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. We'll probably do a review of Civil War.
Mm-hmm. I still can't believe they're remaking Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
I can't believe they are either. I can't believe that they're doing that. Guys, can you believe it?
Oh God, wait. Here's the cinematic event of the year. Rebel Moon, Part 2, the Scargiver.
Rebel Moon, A Child of Fire, Part 2, The Scargiver. Guys, that movie was so bad. I'm sorry. If you liked it, all the more power to you. The only way I could enjoy that movie is by doing a Mystery Science Theater running commentary throughout the entire film with Nicki.
Yeah.
Because it was unwatchable. It was really bad.
It was an experience.
They have better green screen in Super Sentai for 1/18th of the budget. Probably 1/30th of the budget.
Probably
1/50th of the budget.
Let's
probably 1/1000th of the budget.
All right, I think here's the movie you're missing. Is it The Fall Guy?
The Fall Guy, yes. Ryan Gosling in his silly guy era.
I was gonna say he's having his. I know
the Ryan Gosling.
Just because I feel like for a while Reynolds was the big Ryan, but now I think Gosling is really the one that has the spotlight right now.
we got Gosling.
I know.
We gossed it up. Guys, I think it's time. I think we should talk about a couple of exciting new things we're planning for the channel. And then we'll get into some questions. We'll do a little Q&A with you guys. So some exciting stuff. We are planning to start streaming more. Not only that, but I think we're going to be doing some game streams. If you guys are interested in that, let us know in the comments. Or, in the live chat right now, if that's something you'd be interested in. I think me and Nicki both have games picked out that we want to play.
I was going to say, you are the king of games.
I am the king of games.
So
that is factually accurate.
So you start us off.
I am planning on streaming some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I've gotten back into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And I want to grind my way up in Master Duel. Master Duel is a game that requires a lot of grinding and a lot of just hours playing the game in order to get better at the game, to get new cards and to play the game better. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of my grinding, hopefully on stream, and we could you guys could watch me play and realize how good I am at Yu-Gi-Oh! Realize how absolutely epic I am at the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Witness the greatness.
I witnessed it a lot, and I can attest to that.
It's blinding, my skill.
If
It's
you
so powerful.
if you say so.
I do. I just did. Just said it, guys. I
Yes.
do say so. And Nikki, what game do you think you'll be playing?
Guys, so I did not own a Switch until like 2 years ago, only because of Pokemon Violet. And
Whoa.
I've now gotten super into playing it. But as a wee lass, I was very into Nintendo games. And there is not one that I fell in love with harder and played more times than Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door.
Whoa, Paper Mario.
Which, if you are a Switch player, you would have been made aware on Mario Day that it is getting a Switch remake.
Whoa, that's crazy, guys. Did you
Like-
see that coming?
Like, y'all, I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with this game. It is my favorite game of all time. It is so freaking funny.
Now, guys, what you have to realize is it's not just Mario. It's Mario. But not only is it Mario, it's Mario made of paper.
I mean, have you played any of them?
No.
Well, that's too bad because so this past January I got the Switch like the subscription thing and got to play the first one from 64, and I fell back in love with it all over again. But 1,000-Year Door I love more than any other game. So I will happily stream it. I joked about maybe doing like a 24-hour stream, but
Whoa.
that's probably not going to happen.
That's a long stream. 24 hours of Paper Mario.
But honestly, I think it would be really fun. Because I already know the game, and assuming they don't change too much of it, like I could like have you guys interject with some things, with some of my answers.
Yeah.
You could help me name the Yoshi partner, like really fun shit like that. So
Yeah.
that's something I would love to do.
Yeah, not only that, but we definitely are aiming to have very interactive streams. I will definitely have some fun nights where maybe I'll let you guys pick what deck I'm playing with, what deck I'm going to use that night in Master Duel, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time. So if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, if you like Mario, if you like us, and you like our vibes, come check those out because it's going to be fun. It's going to try something new, try something a little different.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I think we're also going to be trying live streaming a lot more. We just like talking to you guys.
Yeah. Pokemon is a good game.
Yeah, Zach. Pokemon is a good game, and if these work out, if these streams do well, we will play more games. We will play Pokemon and maybe Halo.
I still play Unite pretty much every day. So.
And I am very good at Unite as well. So maybe we'll do a double Unite stream. I don't know, but yeah, let us know, guys. Everyone got really quiet during that segment, so
I know. I was probably because I was talking so much.
Everyone was like, "F you guys. We don't want to watch you play Yu-Gi-Oh, Pat. Even though you're better than everyone." We'll watch Nikki play Paper Mario, but we don't want to watch you play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know. I mean, hell, I don't know. I just played 64 all over again, so I don't know if I want to do that. I would do Mario Party, though.
Whoa, Mario Party.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yes.
Maybe we'll invite Zach. I don't know.
Maybe. That's a big maybe.
Nikki,
go ahead.
No, I was going to ask. You got to take that one, because I don't know.
Do I think the Peach game will be good? I think it looks really cute. I just don't totally understand what it's supposed to be yet. Like, yeah, I know there's a force of evil that she needs to defeat. From what I think I read some people say, it seems a bit mini game-esque because she has like all the different personas she takes on. So I'm really not sure. I'll definitely do the demo before I even consider buying it. I was thinking about even getting Mario versus Donkey Kong because that looked really fun and I like puzzle games, but games are also expensive as hell.
Games are expensive.
That's
true.
So I am trying to be cautious, but Paper Mario is like such a no-brainer.
Games are expensive. I'm a physical Yu-Gi-Oh player. I know games are expensive. Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive. Konami, send me free cards. Send me something. Send me something so I can play. I'm dropping banger Yu-Gi-Oh shorts. Okay, my Yu-Gi-Oh shorts are killing it. Drop me some Yu-Gi-Oh. Some gear.
All right. So Will Meister. With a super chat and
Will
a
Meister question.
Okay.
What's the question?
I'm a Mario super fan. In fact, back in the early mid-90s, pre-PS1, the very first game I ever played was Super Mario Bros. On NES. But I never understood Paper Mario. Can you explain it, Nikki?
Nikki, please explain.
Absolutely.
For everyone.
I mean, the easiest way to explain it is it's definitely an RPG. There's 6 Paper Mario games total in the franchise. And I think with the exception of Super, what I really like about them is they're all turn-based. Because when it comes to me in video games, I'm a bit of that coward when it comes to like, oh no, I have to face something head on. So I like the turn-based aspect. But it's really Thousand Year Door that leans into the paper aspect. Like you gain the ability to turn into a paper airplane or a boat. And like just some of the visual gags are really freaking funny. And like I said, especially Thousand Year Door, it's like really leans into some of the stupidity of the Mario universe and characters. So that's why I love the game so much.
That's awesome. That's really good. I'm glad that it's coming out.
I mean, like, look at the drag. Like, that's Hooktail is their name. Look at the little spirals. Those are clearly paper.
Yeah, that's cool. Like listen, it really leans into to its theme. That's cool. You got to respect it. You got to like it. Yeah. I like Yu-Gi-Oh because I like crushing my opponents. I like dominating.
Also, you like the show.
I love the show. I grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been playing ever since the first cards were released in the TCG in America. It's been history in the making ever since. Yes. But you know, maybe you guys will see me at a YCS. Maybe even on YouTube. Maybe I'll be there competing professionally. Who knows?
That would be fun.
But yeah, there's probably one more thing I want to touch on, and then we'll get into questions. And that is, last week we had the tragic passing of the legend that is Akira Toriyama. Oh, yes. And I think it would be remiss if we didn't at some point mention in this live stream just Akira Toriyama and how much of a fan we were of his work. He had such an impact on my life. Without Akira Toriyama, I don't think I'd be as much into anime as I am. Dragon Ball Z was my gateway into anime and into a lot of shows that hail from Japan. And a lot of that is due to his influence and him creating this world that's so easily accessible to not only North American audiences, but worldwide. I mean, there were parades in honor of him in South America. Europe, there were soccer teams, and in Spain, there were soccer teams promoting him and his work. And it just really shows you what impact this man had on people. And it's just really beautiful. Like this whole wall, you guys can't see it in great detail, but these two shelves, that all of those are Dragon Ball figures on those shelves.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball has been a part of my life since I was a kid, and it always will be a huge part of my life. And yeah, we just wanted to mention Akira Toriyama and thank him for his incredible legacy and the work that he did. And we will be covering Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were fortunate enough to get to watch it as it was announced.
That's, as a fan of Dragon Ball, that was one of the greatest moments of my life, being at that New York Comic-Con panel for the announcement of Daima and hearing them talk about how excited Toriyama was.
Yeah.
Because Toriyama wasn't supposed to be involved with Daima at all. He was just brought in to consult on the series and just to give notes and critique things. And he changed a couple things here and there and started writing and then he became super involved to the point where he wrote almost every single episode of that series. So it is very much Toriyama's baby, and it's going to be a very bittersweet watch, but we will be watching it and we will be covering it, and that's going to be our last little tribute to Toriyama.
Absolutely. I mean, I was hyped even before, just because I'm very interested in anything new that's coming out with Dragon Ball. But I think, like you said, just to hammer it home, it's going to feel that much more significant because of that.
It's really hard, right? Because this went from a really fun anniversary series honoring 40 years of Dragon Ball to now a series that perfectly encapsulates 40 years of this franchise and is a perfect full circle moment for this franchise. And it's really hard. They just announced today that the Dragon Ball Super manga is going to be paused indefinitely as they figure out what to do, and I don't blame them. It's incredibly hard to continue on. Like, how do you keep for Toyotaro, who was Toriyama's heir apparent? How do you write Toriyama's characters so close after this? So I don't blame them. Let them take as much time as they need. Let Daima come out. Let that be Toriyama's last gift to the fans.
Yeah.
And who knows where the franchise will go from here? But wherever we go, if we go, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we'll open up to questions, guys. Questions. Let's brighten it up. Bring the energy back up, baby. What are you guys thinking? What's on your mind? What do you want to ask us? Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's talk.
Just random shit.
Let's talk. Yeah. Keeping it light and breezy.
Yeah.
Keeping it light and breezy. What's up, guys? Mr. Koo, what's up, dude?
What did you miss?
You missed a lot.
That's a loaded question.
You missed a lot. We were just talking. We were talking about BoonBoomger. We were talking about the Return comic. A bunch of stuff. We're talking about just nonsense. We're gonna do some video game streaming on the channel coming up. Yu-Gi-Oh! General tomfoolery.
Okay, we got some questions.
Right.
Okay, Johnny asks, do we see Olivia Hart leading a new team of Next Gen Rangers?
That would be cool.
I think it's a possibility. Literally, my only hesitation is we know that this series is going to be limited.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say for sure what will happen to the things that occur in the series going forward.
Yeah.
But I think it's a possibility.
We can only speculate because, like Nicki said, we're only 2 issues in, so a lot can happen between issues 2 and 5. But yeah, and it is a limited series. It's only 5 issues. Mm-hmm. But so was another very, very iconic now series, graphic novel, and that was TMNT, The Last Ronin, which has gotten sequel graphic novels. The first sequel, TMNT, The Last Ronin 2, just released 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So I do think there's sequel potential here with how successful the book is and how well received it is critically as well as financially. Mm-hmm. I do see sequel potential happening, and I think that that's an interesting direction to go because we can only bring these characters back so many times, and I think it's time that we see them take on mentor roles and let the new generation take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Malika asks, how many episodes do you guys prefer the reboot to be? 10, 13, or more? I'll be honest,
10.
I don't know.
You don't know? 10? I think 10.
I think this is how I feel about any show. However many you actually need.
However many you need to tell the story. I think 10 is a good number. I think whatever it is, I want them to know going into the show.
Yeah.
Because if Cosmic Fury didn't have to cram 20 episodes into 10, I think the pacing was perfect. Mm-hmm. I think if they didn't have to fill in a lot of those subplots that they created and then rush through just because they planned out character stories over 20 episodes and then had to condense that as quickly as possible, I think that that's perfect pacing. But I usually aim towards 10 to 13. That's really a good number. 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Is a good number.
Absolutely. Has Nicki seen Time Force?
Nicki, have you seen Time Force?
I have.
She's seen Time Force. Guys, I've said this before on live streams, but I've given her permission because she's become such a big fan of the series. I feel bad gatekeeping it for content. So she has gone and she's watched series outside past the Zordon era. We are keeping the Zordon era sacred. Yeah. I'm not allowing her to watch anything in that Zordon era.
Yes, and I believe it's up for debate, but for my own personal sake, have also included Lost Galaxy in that. So yeah. I have watched all of Time Force, and I am currently watching Lightspeed Rescue.
But by the time we get up to it, I'm going to probably, because I am not refreshing my memory at all for the sake of content. So she will probably know more about me, about the series, and it'll be my first time watching.
It really will.
By the time we get to it. But
because you have very strong opinions about all the seasons.
I run hot.
So, but that's the thing. Because I'm always curious watching Mighty Morphin, how they're going to change.
Yeah. Yeah, because Mighty Morphin is really like the test run, right? Mm-hmm. It's figuring out the show, figuring out the pace, the tone.
Yeah.
So season 1, there were huge chunks of episodes that were really rough.
Yeah.
And now I think season 2 we got into a groove, and the episodes overall are better.
It really has, and you can really tell when there's more care put into the writing.
Yeah.
So, and when it's good, I really appreciate it. When
Absolutely.
it's not, it's whatever.
It's whatever. It's whatever.
All right. Jace asks, have you thought about reacting to older anime like Robotech, Ramna 1.5, etc.? Here's my thought on it before you even get into it.
Yeah.
I would love to do that, but there are so many older animes that are long as hell.
Yeah.
Like we made a joke about watching Bleach, which I'm mad that I never watched it. But holy hell, that's gonna take forever. Like One Piece is hard enough.
We really want one that we really want. There's 2 or 3 that we really want to do right now, and I can reveal those to you guys because it's not a big deal. We talked about them before. And it's Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Those are 3 that we really want to do, and it's really about time.
Yeah.
There's so much new stuff that's coming out that we want to react to.
Yeah.
That it's just we're only 2 people. We can only edit and cut so much. We have help. We have a really good friend, Luis, that does editing for us. But we're only so many people.
Yeah, if this was a full-time gig where we could maybe consider like a different series for each day of the week, that would be the dream. But it's just not realistic.
It's not realistic. Like, we both work full time.
Yeah. I'm already like nervous about the 3 shows.
So we have a lot on our plate.
But trust us, it's not because we don't want to. Like,
we really want to.
We love the idea.
So maybe if we're definitely coming up with ideas for Patreon packages.
Right.
So once we launch that, we will be free to do a lot more because we'll be able to invest more into the channel.
Absolutely.
Like we're currently saving to put a lovely studio behind us so that you guys don't see all of this nonsense all disheveled. We're going to be converting this room into a studio.
Yes.
So we can do a lot more fun content stuff for you, but that is all part of the growing process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew asks if we enjoyed the canon from the last episode we watched.
Oh yeah.
I
like big cannons.
I mean, I like that it was different. It felt, and someone pointed out in the comments, I can't remember who that was from. Die Ranger.
Yeah.
So okay, that's actually interesting. I thought it was just a gimmick to not put the monster in frame.
My answer. No, you're right. You're right. My answer is I love it because whatever they shot at, they missed.
Yes.
It was very clearly a miss. They shot into the air. They shot at like a 35-degree angle into the sky. So yeah, I love that. I love that stupid stuff.
Johnny asks, who do we think should be the next female Red Ranger for the reboot? For me, it should be either Sophia Wiley, Dana Hirth, Kylie Cattrall, Anaka Foreigner, or Dora Dolphin. Okay, so this is how old I am. I know who Sophia Wiley is because of Andy Mack. I don't know who else, anyone else.
I think I've aged out of knowing teenage actresses. Other than like hyper famous ones.
Yeah, like the only ones coming to mind for me are McKenna Grace. She's like
McKenna Grace is that's a good one.
She's so talented.
But she's not a teenager anymore.
But she could still
play. She can play.
And then Kiernan
Shipka.
She's very good. Other than that, I cannot name.
Oh, she would be good. That's a good one.
I think she'd be great, but like that just shows how old we are.
Yeah, I would. Guys, you want me to? This is my impression of every Twitter account. Jenna Ortega.
That's not even false.
That's what everyone would say. There would be 100 Twitter accounts like, guys, hear me out. And then it's just a picture of Jenna Ortega next to the Red Ranger.
Oh, I know.
But no, I don't want Jenna. As talented as she is, she's got enough that she's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing is, whoever does this, like, you want someone who's committed. Like, not that I don't, and not to ever act like Power Rangers is better than anything else, but you want love to go into the reboot if they're going to do it.
Yeah. You want that love there.
Yes. I love this, Kelsey. Because I have to say that while I love Time Force, I think Jen was way too hard on Wes in the beginning. I hardcore agree.
Nah, Jen's perfect.
She's not perfect.
She watched the man she loved die in front of her eyes. Okay?
You'll see this whenever we react. There was that specific episode I was like raging because I thought she was being really unfair.
Can I play a Jen? Can I play a Jen activist right now? Can I play a Jen apologist?
What do you mean apology for?
I'm not apologizing. I don't know what phrase I want to say. Listen. You have to put yourself into Jen's state of mind. She watched the man she loved get murdered in front of her. Then she went back in time and saw someone with his face. And not only that, but she has to see him every day, every single day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be a little emotional too.
Yeah, but like Wes is great.
Jen is goated.
Who's Jen?
I said Jen. I said Jen is goated.
Okay, I was nervous.
Okay.
Okay, Johnny. If Cosmic Fury got a second season, do you think Amelia should have gotten a battleizer?
Yeah, just because I'd love to see her in a fake muscle suit. I don't know. Battleizers always look dumb. This is gonna be a hot take. I hate battleizers. I think they're dumb. They never look good.
Yeah.
They very rarely. There's a few exceptions.
Eric's is not bad.
Eric's is fun. It's
compared to other ones.
I think Connor's is pretty cool. Jax is good too. From SPD, but overall, I'm not a huge fan.
So I have seen the openings. Shane's isn't that bad.
Shane's is fine. It's fine. It's pretty good.
Holiday, thanks for joining us. I love Power Ranger Zeo.
So So do I.
I was gonna say, good thing we're getting to it. Hopefully
We're
soon.
gonna get to it a lot sooner than I realized.
Yes.
We're pretty close.
Tyler, hello. Glad you're back from eating.
Tyler.
Johnny, will we react to season 3, Zeo Turbo and In Space? Absolutely.
Spoiler alert, Johnny. Yes.
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 Oh, that's the plan right now, is to keep going.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going until the wheels fall off.
Cayman Bell, thank you for joining us. Next is the 49th Sentai series after BoonBoomger, which is next year, but right now we're all focused on BoonBoomger.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm fully focused on my tire heads. I'm a big Taya Mita shipper as of last episode, which you guys will see in our reaction coming out tomorrow. So I hope you all enjoy that.
Malika, in previous speculations, it was said that the Yellow Ranger was going to be a male, but is now female, and also one of them going to be part of the LGBT community. I believe I read, yes.
Yeah, that I made a video on that. I made a short on that. That is true. But you know, I'm sure the colors and the names are going to get. We're not going to know the official colors and names until they start filming.
Yeah.
That because names are so easy to change. Who's next?
Johnny again. Any chance you can react to the classic Pokemon anime like the Orange Islands and maybe Johto Journeys? I mean, I think it's fair to say if we're gonna react, we'll start with Kanto.
Yeah, that Orange Island is right after Indigo League.
Here's a good question. How much of Pokemon did you watch?
I watched until Johto, until Charizard left. Then I dipped. I left with Charizard. And then I dipped back and forth. I watched religiously up until Charizard left. Then, like Charizard, I constantly was coming back and leaving.
Cute. I watched religiously up until Hoenn, and then the whole voice actor change happened,
it threw me off.
And then I tried watching a little bit. And all respect to Sarah Cheney and all the other actors at the time as a kid, I just could not handle it. I was so mad. Even then, I still watched a little bit of Diamond and Pearl, but then after that, I dropped off.
Yeah, I mean, it was very jarring at first.
Yes, I was super not into it.
The voice change was very jarring at first.
Yeah. Okay. Jace says Jen should have beat the shit out of Alex. I agree with that.
You know what? I hardcore agree with that. You're right.
As hard as I'm being on Jen, she's definitely way fucking better than Alex.
Everyone is better than Alex. That narc.
Johnny. Jen felt like a secondary antagonist. I'm not gonna go that
far. Guys, we gotta stop. We're rolling too much into the Jen hate. I'm refusing to accept it.
Will Meister, thank you again.
Will Meister, thanks, buddy.
Digimon, which version, dub, or do you mean the reboot? If we reacted, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you intended for us to do the original series dub.
First we will do the original series dub, just because it's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Hearing Joshua Seth as Ty from the beginning of Adventure through Last Evolution was such an emotional journey for me. And that is the emotional journey we'll go through on the channel.
Absolutely. Holiday, which series is further in the future, Time Force or SPD? I think I know the answer. Technically, parts of Time Force.
Yeah.
But not as a whole.
Time Force as a whole.
No.
I guess. I mean,
that's what I mean.
Which team? Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That's the right answer.
Yes. Ghostwalker, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ghostwalker. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Motivated gamer. How are we enjoying the Power Ranger series? I love it, even though I will make fun of it.
I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think? I love Power Rangers. I've always loved it. The good times and the bad times, through the in spaces down to the Operation Overdrives. I've been a fan of Power Rangers, and I will continue to be a fan of Power Rangers. So, and Nikki, as a new fan, how are you enjoying it?
Well, like I just said, I love it, but I will make fun of it.
That's fair, because you make fun of the things you love. Mm-hmm. I'm very northeastern. I'm aggressive. I'm abrasive. I poke fun at the things I love, and I love Power Rangers.
You do. Kelsey, definitely not stopping. Grief does not give you the right to be mean, and not all rich people are bad.
That's true.
That's true.
Kelsey, you're 100% right. Jen's just catching strays, and I had to defend her.
But here's the problem, and this is why she's getting all the strays.
What's the problem?
This is what happens when you proclaim someone to be the best of a group of people.
Did you see her punch the wood?
Okay.
She punched it hard.
I'm just saying this is kind of the natural response. If someone's regularly called the best Pink Ranger.
Here's the problem. You did not see Wild Force yet, so you do not like. There is a team up, so you haven't seen the end of Jen's story.
All right, fair enough. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just talking about the public reaction.
You're talking a lot of smack. All of you. Hold on, vamp for a second. Ask the question. I'll hear it.
All right. Do you wish Bulk and Skull still would have gotten their own show today?
Yeah, I would. You know what? I have to say,
yeah,
Jason and Paul, very entertaining. Very entertaining. And if they had their own show, I think not only would it have opened up extra time for character development in Power Rangers, but that would have been a funny ass show. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I wish they did.
Absolutely. Malika, are you guys watching Kung Fu Panda 4?
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Full disclosure, I haven't seen any of the Kung Fu Pandas. I've seen the first one.
I have too.
I'm not against watching them. It's just, I never got into them.
I'm a huge Pixar fan. I'm not nearly as big of a DreamWorks fan. I saw
Shrek.
Shrek. Oh, Shrek! I feel like is kind of an exception.
Yeah.
Minus the second two. I mean, I guess it's half the series. Yeah. I saw the first Kung Fu Panda. I was not the biggest fan, and I've never been compelled to watch the others. But I'm not opposed to going back and rewatching the rest of all the DreamWorks I haven't seen. But as of now, I don't have immediate plans.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Johnny, do you watch SpongeBob? And who's your favorite character, SpongeBob or Patrick?
Only between the two?
I know. Can I just say both?
Yeah. I mean, guys, my favorite characters. Growing up, my favorite characters were always Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, because I was a comic book nerd, so I loved that they were just Aquaman and Aqualad. But as an adult, it's probably Gary the Snail.
I feel like the answer today has to be Squidward.
Squidward is just growing up is realizing Squidward's kind of justified.
He's very justified.
He's kind of validated. Like, we validate Squidward.
Love SpongeBob, but it got way worse after the fourth season.
Yeah.
And I stopped.
And then Ethan Embry. Ethan Slater. My God, guys, I'm
what?
My brain is playing the worst name game association. I'm sorry, Ethan Embry. You just caught shots you didn't deserve. I take it back.
I mean, now you're just re-traumatizing me.
You're right.
Because I say this as someone who is freaking obsessed with the SpongeBob musical, thought Ethan Slater was so perfect in that role, and is so freaking disappointed in him.
At least he waited until it was over. All right, next question.
Anyway, next question. Andrew, which moments of season 2 of the reaction episodes did you enjoy so far?
Ooh, good question.
This is gonna sound sadistic, but
I think I know what your answer is gonna be.
I was so curious about the way they were gonna handle Zach, Trini, and Jason.
Okay.
After the actors left, before they brought on the Stone Canyon 3. Okay. Because I knew that there was the gap and that they had the stupid stock footage and body doubles. I want so badly to see it for myself.
My answer, that's a great answer, because I forgot. Sometimes I forget that this is your first time watching the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't know how that happened. So that would be exciting to find out.
Yes.
My answer, I'm also going to lead off with, my answer is a little dark. It's rewatching the White Light Part 2 and having you acknowledge the fact that Kimberly faints.
Yes.
And no one gives a shit about the fact that she faints. Everyone go back and watch White Light Part 2 and watch when Tommy takes off his helmet. Kimberly passes out, faints, and literally probably hits her head, breaks her wrist, and everyone just walks away and doesn't acknowledge their friend who is passed out, unconscious on the floor. And the only one who does is Tommy, who's like, wait a second. Kimberly's on the floor.
Yeah, you guys, what the fuck? Sorry, I keep saying it. What the hell are you doing, my girlfriend?
Stop cussing.
I know, I'm sorry.
God,
I'm sorry.
such a potty mouth.
But yes, there's a lot of great stuff in season 2.
A lot of great stuff.
Johnny, do you still hope for Mighty Morphin MNT3 to happen with Zed teaming with Shredder?
Yes. Yeah, I love the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger crossover comics. There's a lot of fun ones. Power Rangers in Justice League, Power Rangers in the TMNT. There's now the Power Rangers Godzilla crossover. So I love that, because it's very reminiscent of the Brave and the Bold in the 90s when we got the DC Marvel crossover. As a comic book guy, I love crossovers. I love seeing different brands interact with each other. And all of the exciting stuff like Batman and Spawn in the 90s, Batman, Spider-Man, Batman TMNT, which became an animated film. So yeah, I love all those issues, and I love seeing the TMNT and the Power Rangers work so well together. I feel like they just have this overlapping synchronicity, in terms of how their characters work. So love seeing that.
Absolutely. Kelsey, with Pokemon, I think what Kelsey's trying to ask is what Pokemon should the Ash have gotten rid of after Diamond and Pearl?
Oof. After Diamond and Pearl. After Diamond and Pearl, that's a good question.
At that point, I just don't even know who he had.
His team was probably the best team that he ever had. Right?
I know he had Infernape.
That was the peak team. That team shouldn't have lost. He had a fantastic team. That was Torterra, Pikachu, Infernape, Staraptor, Floatzel, or Buzzle. I forgot which one he had. Probably Floatzel, because I don't think he evolved it.
Yeah.
And Gliscor.
The one thing I remember very distinctively about that season was the BS of him losing to a Latios.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Like that's why I was on and off the Pokemon show, because
they were so desperate for him to never win.
It's like it always rotated from one season Ash is hyper competent.
Yeah.
He wins all of his battles very easily. He's shown to be a very smart trainer, very smart battle tactician, really great Pokemon trainer. And then they have him lose to someone with a Darkrai or, legendaries, or in the dumbest way possible.
Yeah, that was so annoying.
And then the very next season, he will lose to a level 5 Snivy with Pikachu, who should be so OP at that point that he could just walk next to Snivy and it will faint from just static electricity. Yes. So yeah, that's why I kind of checked in and out of the Pokemon anime.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I think he should have kept all of them.
Yes, that's a good answer.
Good answer.
Ghostwalker 23. Goldar was more of a threat in season 1. In season 2, he's Lord Zed's ass kicker.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Calling him the ass kicker makes him sound way cooler than he actually is.
I think he meant ass kisser.
100%.
I hope you meant ass kisser, because you're right. 100%. And it's ironic because Goldar was the one who threw Rita out for being incompetent.
Yeah.
Like, he betrayed Rita when Zed came, and now it's Goldar who's hyper incompetent, who's just really an incompetent buffoon.
Yeah. That's the thing. As threatening as Zed is, it's also a poor decision that he's keeping him.
Yeah.
Malika, are you guys gonna do reaction in the future when there's gonna be specials, movies, and team-ups about BoonBoomger? I would assume so. Anytime that they're gonna be in other media, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, when they eventually do the team up with King Oger, we will watch it. We'll be probably confused and have questions, but we'll enjoy the heck out of it.
Yes.
My tire heads.
I think Zach yelled at me for cursing. That's okay.
Thanks, Zach. Just trying to keep it clean. Trying to keep it kid friendly. There are a lot of kids in the audience. No, there's not. No, there's not.
Johnny, do you think Boom Studios should do a Power Rangers version of What If? Of what could have happened in Power Rangers, and you think Kimberly could have made a great Red Ranger in the comics?
Yeah, a double dose question. I do think that this is their version of What If. I think they're telling a lot of Elseworld stories. And then they had that Power Rangers Unlimited series that told a lot of like other Ranger stories. They're doing a really good job now of diversifying the storytelling. We got that Hyperforce comic that led up into the most recent event in the most recent crossover event in the Power Ranger comic books, where we got Soul of the Dragon, we got this. So I think they're doing a really good job of understanding, like, hey, let's branch out a little bit, because realistically, Boom comics are all one big Elseworld for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So they can really do whatever they want. I would just love to see more story diversity, team diversity. Just try some more things out, because like the stuff that excites me the most about Boom is when they take risks, like Lord Draken, like the Omega Rangers, like this. All that stuff really just checked all my boxes, and I think it's really good to expand the universe and not keep telling the same stories.
I have a question now, because I actually don't know. Is Lord Draken a comic-only character?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can research him and not be spoiled.
Yeah, I think now you're good. I think now that the White Ranger is around, you're good to explore.
Because I always thought for some reason Lord Draken was in the show, so I always tried to avoid it.
I mean, theoretically, in multiverse theory, theoretically, Lord Draken is a show character, but and JDF does portray him in an advert for the comic.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I get like the Boom Studios play fast and loose with the continuity. They are not canon to the show, but a lot of the things that are in them don't like that can be canon to the show, don't contradict. Like the Omega Rangers never outwardly contradict anything that happens in the show.
Yeah.
So my head canon is that the Omega Rangers happen, and I don't care what anyone in the chat says.
Nice.
So there's that.
Will Meister, thank you again for your $10 donation.
Thank you, Will Meister.
My favorite SpongeBob characters was and is Squidward. Also, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, our Aquaman and Aqualad, if they were Adam West and Burt Ward's Batman and Robin.
Exactly. That's why I love that homage, because it's like underwater, that would be their Batman and Robin. It would be Aquaman and Aqualad, and they were designed like Aquaman and Aqualad, but they had the personalities of Adam West and Burt Ward. So that was really fun.
Johnny, do you think there should be a Mermaid Man and Barth series with younger versions of the characters in live action or animated?
I don't know. That's
loaded. Only
that's a loaded
because
question.
I'm not inherently opposed to it, but I mean
I think they work better as parody.
Yeah,
in small doses.
And also, we need to stop with all the live action adaptations.
Yeah.
I mean, Powerpuff Girls just got canceled. I'm cautious about anything anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I still love the characters. Ghostwalker 23. Goldar was more of a threat in season 1. Okay, yeah, Ass Kisser.
Yeah.
Definitely. That.
Yes.
Oh, I agree with that. Johnny, were you thrilled when Ash got Sceptile and Donovan in Battle Frontier? Because it was literally the best part of the saga.
I'll let you answer that.
I mean, Vampy is my favorite Pokemon of all time. So absolutely yes to Donovan. Sceptile, I just don't really remember that well.
I loved seeing Ash get Sceptile because Sceptile was my first grass starter. I hated the grass starters.
You're such a hater.
I thought they were so weak and just didn't look great. But I think Trico was super cool. And I got Trico.
You're so well. Wait, so that's a third.
It
seemed like there were so many before that.
2 is a lot.
Okay, but Bulbasaur is a great first starter with the gyms that you have.
Okay, if you like the easy way out.
Oh
I like to suffer.
Oh my god.
I like to earn it. I like to earn it.
Sure, of course.
I'm a Charizard. As if you didn't know, guys.
I had no idea.
I'm a fire starter boy. Let's go.
Now you don't call yourself a fire starter.
Fires. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean.
Kelsey, do you think the female characters in Power Rangers aren't very good? Oh, I actually think for the most part they're very good.
Here's the problem. That's a loaded question because I think a lot of the time, a lot of the characters in Power Rangers aren't good or well developed. In Mighty Morphin, I should say.
Yeah.
We had a lot of underdeveloped characters. We still do at this point.
They're underdeveloped, but I wouldn't say the female characters are really that much worse.
No, I think Kimberly is a fantastic female character.
And I think she's been great since the beginning.
100%.
But I think a lot of that is Amy Jo.
Amy Jo is fantastic. She's far and away, I think, at that point, the best actor. And I mean, I have a bias because I've always been a huge fan of Amy Jo, but I do think she is still the best actress that was on the show. Of that cast. And it very much shows because she does so much with the stuff that she's given. And she turned Kimberly into an actual character with layers and depth.
Yeah, she was definitely not like the popular Valley girl or anything. And I love that though, because she saw shades of it.
And I forgot to answer that question. I do think Kimberly could have been a Red Ranger because
for
some reason people overlook the fact that Kimberly led the team multiple times, gave commands to the team multiple times. So whenever people say like it's Jason and Tommy, I'm like, it's really Kimberly too.
Yeah.
Like you have to put Kimberly in that group because she was never afraid to take charge or lead the team or give commands because that's just who Kimberly was.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's great.
Okay, Kelsey, I apologize. Should they have gotten rid of Ash after Diamond and Pearl? Here's the problem. At that point, like Pokemon was already so committed to being a cash cow franchise and keeping the stupid continuity of Ash being the perpetual 10-year-old loser that at that point it's like they could have, but the series was kind of stained already.
Ash should have won in Kalos. He should have won. That was a strong team. He was the best trainer he's ever been in the series. Everyone was expecting him to win. I remember watching the sub of that season because the hype was there and everyone was thinking that he was going to win and become a champion for the first time. And then he didn't. And he lost in the finals. And then they did it the year after in Sun and Moon and it felt cheap. and it felt like they overstayed their welcome.
Yes.
It was one of his weaker teams. It just made no sense. So yeah, I think he should have left after Kalos, after X and Y.
I mean, that's the biggest problem is that it became such a running gag at that point
Yeah.
that it already felt like who even cares at this point.
I stopped caring.
Yeah. Johnny, you have to answer this. Do you think Izzy Garcia would have made a great Red Ranger instead of Amelia?
Here's the thing. I think it's a loaded question because Izzy is one of my favorite Rangers of all time. That is factual right now. You're hearing it from me. I love the character of Izzy. I think Izzy is very confident. I think Izzy should have been the leader. But here's my biggest problem. Red, I think we're defining the colors too much now. I think at this point in the franchise, we're putting too much emphasis on the color.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite moments of SPD, which they then go to contradict later on in that season, is that it doesn't matter what color you are. Your color, the color of your suit doesn't matter because heroes come in all colors. And I'd much rather have seen Izzy lead the team as a Green Ranger than for her to just kind of transfer over to Red, because it shows that like anyone could be a hero.
Yeah.
And especially for Izzy, someone who is such a new type of character for Power Rangers in terms of storytelling. We've never had a character like Izzy. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen her lead that team as the Green Ranger, but I didn't mind Amelia as much as most people did. I thought she did a pretty good job.
I think they were, like you said, they only had the 10 episodes,
Yeah.
So they really had no time. I honestly think they did a pretty damn good job writing Amelia and the circumstances to, even if it's not like the most justified, I feel better about her being Red than I did going in.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I think, again, hate to say it, I think her character was better portrayed than Izzy's.
Yeah, they downgraded my girl Izzy in Cosmic Fury.
I still love her.
Still great.
It's also tough because I think they wrote a lot of characters in that season well.
Yeah, they wrote a lot of characters well. Izzy's story was definitely put on the back burner, and you could tell.
Yeah.
If they had those 10 more episodes, I think it would have developed really well.
Yes. Holiday. Did you enjoy Power Rangers Once and Always? Yes, we did.
Yeah, really liked it. Really enjoyed it. It was good.
I had a blast with it. Malika, I'm curious, what is the reason you guys started with the newest Sentai? Is it because no Power Rangers, or just by giving it a chance? Giving it a chance, honestly.
Giving it a chance. It had really nothing to do with Power Rangers. I think a lot of it is that I've become a lot friendlier with the Toku community on Twitter. I made a lot of great friends there, and they were talking about it, and they were scooping a lot of Toku news, and it really piqued my interest because I love silly things.
It became a case to where like we started seeing it online so much and we were always interested. We just needed to find the time, and this honestly kind of came at the best possible time.
Yeah, and like I said, like silly things, tire heads. I'm like, I need to see what this is about. I need to see what this is about, and I'm glad I did. Glad we took that step.
Holiday, which is your favorite Zord of all time? Mine is the Dragon Zord.
That's a loaded question. I can't cycle through that many Zords off the top of my head.
You know who you said you thought I would like, and I think I'm not that familiar with it, but I do like how it looks.
What?
Tori's Dolphin Zord.
Yeah, I feel like you'd like a dolphin. I can't answer that. We'll do a tier list. We'll do a Zord tier list eventually, but I can't answer that right now. There's too many to cycle through. My brain's not working.
Johnny, Ollie was such a great Evil Ranger. Yes,
that's true.
Ollie had a great storyline in Cosmic Fury.
Ollie was the goat of that show. I think everyone can agree Ollie was goated that season.
The only thing I hate is the fact that leading up to it, unless I misread it, people made it sound like he was going to willingly be evil, and that's clearly not what happened.
Yeah, it was residual Zed evil.
It was brainwashing, which is fine, but it's like we have definitely seen that before.
I wore it well though.
Yes. Johnny, let's be honest, Kimberly, Billy, and Tommy had the best character arcs in development alongside Bulk and Skull. Those two had the actual best. I actually agree with that. And I say that even before the other three left. I think they were the three most significant characters to me, at least.
Yeah, Billy, far and away, had the most development out of any of those three characters.
Yes.
Even more so than Tommy, I think, to be honest. At that point.
Yeah, but Tommy was still Tommy because that's when he was at his best as the Green Ranger. So honestly, I do agree with that. But yes, all the love for Bulk and Skull. All right, I need to look this up because I've heard this. I just need a reminder. Andrew, did you see the Battle of St. Anne episode in Pokemon?
Yeah.
Isn't that the
SS Annie?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I've seen it a million times.
Yeah, when Ash traded Pokemon.
Yes.
Then he regretted it. Then he was takesy backsies.
But that's hard for like a 10-year-old.
It's very hard.
So
very aggressive.
Willmeister, thank you again. The last Pokemon anything I cared about past Ruby and Sapphire was the Genesect movie because Mewtwo came back kind of. Also, Monty, what is your beef with Chikorita?
Oh God, this is, the grass stands. I never liked Chikorita.
Chikorita is so cute.
Chikorita was the worst. I think it was the worst. I also don't like I didn't like the portrayal of Chikorita as like an Ash, like sycophant who was always like attached to his hip. I don't know. It just I felt like that's Pikachu's job.
Yeah. Okay, but part of that is for a show that mostly doesn't give clear genders to the Pokemon. It was Chikorita, who becomes Bayleaf, is canonically one of his very few female Pokemon. So it was just like a little cute, precocious crush.
Yeah.
It's corny.
I don't have a big beef with Chikorita. It's just I'm a fire guy, so I gotta hate on the grass. I gotta do it for the bit.
I love grass, but I'm also like I'm not tied to a type. It's whoever I think looks the cutest. That's why I then picked Torchic, and that's why I then picked. You know what? No, I definitely picked Chimchar. So maybe I do like fire.
Chimchar was goated.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, what's up, Jacoby guys? Go follow Jacoby for all of your Yu-Gi-Oh news. He wants to be known as a Yu-Gi-Oh scooper. He's gonna get so bad. I said that.
It's okay.
No, he's got he's got great Yu-Gi-Oh and tons of Marvel scoops. So if you guys are into scooping, if you guys are into the latest news from the movies, want to find out who's cast, what movies are in development, go follow Jacoby. He's got some great scoops over there, over on Twitter. And go follow us on Twitter, too.
Yes.
We would love some more follows over on the Twits. I'm not calling it X, guys. I'm calling it Twitter.
Kelsey, it's interesting you mentioned Powerpuff Girls live action because there was a part of me that wanted to see Powerpuff Girls with more of a story. The cartoon wasn't that. Would it be good? Who knows? I am a lifelong Powerpuff Girls fan.
Yeah.
Love the original cartoon. I watch a good amount of Damashita Powerpuff Girls Z, the anime. Are you familiar?
Nope.
There's a Powerpuff Girls anime.
Didn't know that.
Anyway, and of course the movie. Didn't watch the newer reboot because I didn't care at that point. Plus, I hate that they fired the original actresses.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
But I do love the series, and hey, I'm up for a good new adaptation of it. I was just very iffy about that.
There was a lot of stuff going on. We heard from behind the scenes, and wasn't too excited about that one myself.
No,
big fan of Donald Faison though. So bummed that he's.
That's inspired casting.
Yeah, I would love to have seen him as the professor.
Also, I believe Robin Lively as Miss Bellum.
Yes,
that would have been cool. Ryan, hey guys, how are you doing today?
Pretty sick. Hey Ryan, doing better now that you're here.
Yes, hope you're doing well as well. Jacoby's saying how cute you look.
Thanks, Jacobs. Thanks, Jacobles. You look as young Sheldon. Sorry about your show ending. I hope you find work in the future.
I hope everyone has work. Ghostwalker 23. I actually prefer the Dinozords over the Thunderzords. I feel like that's isn't that popular?
Yeah, that's popular. I feel like that's not a hot take. I think I agree with you on that one.
Right, and maybe you weren't trying to say that was a hot take. I do like the Thunderzords though. I don't know, maybe it's because of how they move. I like how they're just I don't know. Maybe I'm not as big a dinosaur person. It's okay.
What? Who doesn't like dinosaurs?
I like them, but I like the Firebird. I like the Unicorn. I like
you like the mythical creatures. Yeah. The Red Dragon Thunderzord is sick.
Yes.
Let's not get it twisted. But I think overall the Dinozords are cooler.
Ryan, I'm not positive what you're asking. Where to watch on PAL phone? Not positive.
I don't know.
If you clarify though,
can you clarify us?
Yes.
And we'll clarify it for us. Maybe we'll be able to answer.
Kelsey, I just think people complain about Horizons because have Ash is stupid because Sentai, Kamen Rider, Digimon, they do it all the time. Is it a case like where protagonists are made dumber?
No, I think Horizons because doesn't have Ash is stupid.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
you're talking about like reboots.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Listen, Pokemon was getting stale. They need to do something. But there are people that were going to be stubborn and stop watching because of no Ash.
I mean, I'll say this. Growing up, obviously we're huge Yu-Gi-Oh fans. I was so outraged when Yu-Gi-Oh GX came out because I wanted Yugi and the Pharaoh. I did not want to accept anyone else.
Especially because it had an inferior protagonist like Jaden.
Right. But in hindsight, from a narrative perspective, it is the better choice. You need to start fresh. You cannot just perpetually have the same people with no resolution like Ash, because that made that narrative a lot weaker.
Yeah.
So no, I completely agree with you. And even Digimon, I didn't mind. I watched Tamers, and liked it for the most part.
To be honest with you, I preferred them both of the original cast. I preferred them all.
You can prefer the original cast. I'm just saying, but you can't have them forever.
Yeah.
Jacoby's still saying you're cute.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Holiday.
Cute.
I wish Trini had a bigger story arc in the Zoran era.
Me too.
Oh, trust me. Like,
us too.
Literally, we had a comment today, I can't remember, who mentioned how this person thought that Adam had more development in 2 episodes than Zach had the whole time.
You're not wrong.
And they're not totally wrong. And I do think
Trini.
Yeah, Trini. And even like Jason, I think doesn't even have enough.
Jason's just Jason. Who's Jason? You mean Rocky?
Oh, sorry, Rocky. The only Mighty Morphin Red Ranger.
Yes.
Toku fan, where did the Dino Fury cast rank in your top list?
Pretty high.
I was gonna say
I like the cast more than most.
I was gonna say because I have not watched that many teams, but I do really like them. I mean, Izzy's amazing. I really like Javi. I really like Amelia. Ollie's a bit of a dick.
Goated. Ollie goated Evil Ranger.
Well, he gets better though.
Yeah.
And Zato I like, and I think he even gets better.
I think Zato's a good leader. I think Zato is a really good. I think people underestimate Zato. Yeah. He's a really good Red Ranger.
Yeah, and if we're talking strictly Dino Fury, Ion's not my favorite, but I still like him, and he gets exponentially better in Cosmic.
Can we ban Jacoby from the chat?
Why?
He just wrote that Yami is inferior to Jaden.
And every. No, we can ban him. Do you want me to?
Yeah, ban him for life. Permanently ban him. No, don't ban him.
I was going to say.
Ban him. Maybe we'll put him in timeout. Maybe later. If he keeps up this nonsense, we'll put him in timeout.
But you know what, Jacoby? Thank you for the $5.
Thanks for the heart.
Will Meister, thank you again. Nikki loves grass. Somehow I'm not surprised. That's cool, man. I feel like you're also not surprised.
I'm not surprised. I mean, you know what? I am surprised. Usually, you're definitely like a fairy trainer. Fairy is your type.
Here's the thing. I like cute things.
Grass and fairy. You'd be grass and fairy type.
Yes. And that's pink and green.
Yes.
That's perfect for me. Holiday. So excited for X-Men 97.
Us too. We will be reacting to it. Stay tuned for the channel to watch our reactions. Super hyped about it. Jacoby watched the first episode. You guys can go on his Twitter page and see his initial reaction to it. So go check that out if you're curious about some reviews on the series so far. And go follow us on Twitter. I'm plugging this guy's page. Go follow us on Twitter.
Really? Jace, Pogo burned me out of Pokemon.
Pokemon Go?
Pokemon. Oh,
is that what that is?
That would make sense.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was religiously playing Pokemon Go when it first came out, and then it burned me out too a little bit.
Honestly, I really didn't like it that much. All it did was make me just want to play the actual games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacoby. GX better.
You're so reckless. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to tell you what I tell everyone. GX does not get good until the bodies start dropping. And that is faction. That is factually accurate.
And that actually makes me really mad because as much as I hated it as a kid, I still watched it. But then I stopped as it got good.
It's fine, but because they stopped. The dub dropped the ball so hard on GX when it got good.
Yeah.
And we still don't even have a final season dubbed.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
But Jace, 5Ds was fire.
Jace, you are right. 5Ds was fire. I'm not saying that I don't like, because listen, I like 5Ds. I like Zexal. I like Arc-Vi. I'm nostalgic. I love Joey. Joey is probably my favorite non-Yugi character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh. So I miss my guys. I miss my dudes. I miss
I-
my team, my crew.
I mean, in all
Taya, I
seriousness,
miss Taya and Mai.
yes, like that cast, they really feel like family to me.
Don't miss Tristan. Tristan can stay.
Tristan.
Tristan can stay.
No, I even miss Tristan.
Yeah, fine. I miss Tristan too. Okay.
Also, he became a meme.
He did.
Ryan, as you know, Power Rangers, they were at the Disney theme park.
They were.
I just
when Disney owned Power Rangers.
I just wish I cared at that point.
Me too.
Because I went to Disney so much as a kid.
Yeah, that's a fun little fact.
Yeah. Ghost Walker. And Angela was a bitch. Zach should have given up on her.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So yeah.
The problem.
I guess, yeah.
My biggest problem is, I mean, I guess it made it easy because they knew the actress well. It's just the fact that they kept going back to it. It just wasn't good writing for Zach as a character.
Toka fan, you're right. One of the biggest problems with Cosmic Fury is not having enough time.
Yeah.
You're 100% right, because Cosmic Fury had to be like 7 different things in one, and it was also the shortest season of Power Rangers we ever got. Mm-hmm. It had to be a continuation of Dino Fury. It had to be its own story. Mm-hmm. It had to be the final season of Power Rangers. It had to be an anniversary season. It had to be the culmination of 30 years of storytelling, and all of that in 10 episodes. And I think for what they had to do and all the limitations that Hasbro put on them, I think they did just fine. And I think people are a little too hard on it, but I think they tried their best. And I think it's a perfectly good season.
I think it's very good. So it is what it is. And by all means, it's hard because it's like you don't make excuses, but I do enjoy it, and I think it is an achievement in a way. Especially again, because it is an achievement in that I had a lot first. Yeah. So I like it.
It was a season of firsts.
Jace, I stopped at 5Ds, but I have several decks to play Monty if you want to duel.
I'm always ready to duel. I'm gonna get my cards. Let's duel right now. Live duel.
Ooh, nice.
Come on, stream.
Or at least get on Duel Master.
Get on Duel Masters.
You cannot talk.
My brain is fried. My brain is fried. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
It's a Monday. We've been streaming for nearly 2 hours now.
Yeah. Motivated Gamer, what did you think about the live series of The Last Airbender?
Here's what's going to blow everyone's mind. We overall were really positive on it.
Yeah.
We got so many hateful comments.
Oh my God.
Throughout that. It's insane how people just don't really pay attention or don't realize what we're saying.
Yeah.
We've gotten so much negativity from our reactions to that.
Yeah, and like I've seen people like comments, including people like that I follow who I respect who don't like it. And for all the changes they made, I think within the context of the show, it's really good. And I think a lot of it makes sense for the most part.
Here's the problem. It was such a well-loved, beloved series that this adaptation had no shot of making anyone happy or everyone happy. So when this thing came out and it was perfectly fine, it created 2 camps of people, one that loved it no matter what you said, and some that hated it no matter what you said. Yeah. And we got hate from both of them.
Which is wild because it's like I think it was crazy.
It's such a crazy experience doing this, guys, because we don't really delete comments. I know a lot of other people delete comments. We don't really delete negative comments. No. So you can go see them. People are just really nasty and don't really care to listen to what you're saying or can't accept that something is not perfect.
Can we also just talk about the general toxicity of people who... Because I think a general issue with any adaptation of something popular are the people who are so tied to the original and want such a straight adaptation. Yeah. Except it like gets into very nefarious places. Like all the people giving Elizabeth Yu such horrific shit.
Nasty.
All because she's not the version of Azula they envisioned.
There were some people body shaming the 3 actresses playing Ty Lee and Azula. It's really terrible because they're perfectly normal sized women.
And it's so nasty. And it's like
really mean. Like people are crazy.
Like I just found some cute pictures from the premiere on Elizabeth's Instagram. And of course, like the top comments are people shitting on her.
I feel so bad for all of them.
It's disgusting. And it's too bad because again, I think the show has problems. I overall enjoy it. I'm looking forward to the
Yeah, I think some of the best stuff they did was all the original stuff.
Yeah.
So really excited to see what they bring to season 2. I'll be watching 2 and 3. I don't care. You can watch us react to it on the channel too, because F the haters.
Yeah, I'm gonna War. Go ahead and read comments.
All right, let's keep it going for a little bit longer. Didn't like where did we leave off on? Okay, Kelsey, I didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc Vi. The storyline was too complicated. I didn't like the cameos from other series. You're not wrong. It was a very complicated series, very complex plot. There was a bit of a swerve at the end with Yuya. That was really, I thought it was interesting. It creates some interesting theories. I think I like the theories that it creates more as in regards to the entire Yu-Gi-Oh timeline and the multiverse theory, and kind of the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline is very interesting when you really look into it and kind of focus and wonder on the branches of the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Toku fan, are you all going to watch any older Sentais? That's a great question. Right now, we talked about a little earlier in the stream, our plate's a little full. We have a lot of stuff that we're currently reacting to, and a lot more stuff on the way. We have Knuckles. We want to react to Go Go Loser Ranger, the new anime that's coming out.
Yeah.
So listen, BoonBoomger's going really good right now, and we're having a lot of fun with it. If we continue to have fun with it, and maybe if we start a Patreon and we get the Patreon going, we'll be happy to do more Sentais, because I think there's a lot of fun ones.
I was gonna say, we've gotten so many comments about King Oger.
Yeah.
And
everyone wants us to watch King Oger.
And I'm not opposed to it. I think it looks very fascinating. Well, like you said, we just have at the moment too much.
There's too much.
Yeah.
But we're very happy to do it.
Yes.
And we definitely want to do it.
Yes. Malika, I think many people not understand the word criticism, and I think that is hate, but actually is constructive. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. People, because listen, I'm going to be honest with you, we were only really negative about 2 episodes.
Yes.
And they were not great. And I think we made valid points. And I don't mind debating people. I don't mind having, like, if you guys comment on the videos, I try and comment as much as possible. You're all so great with leaving comments that it's been a little harder because there's so many. But I really do try and engage as much as I possibly can in the comment section. So I don't mind like having constructive back and forth with people, but some of the criticism we got was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And people just, they couldn't accept the fact that we didn't like it the way they did. That's perfectly fine.
And then never mind the people who click on a reaction video and then tell us to shut up because we're reacting.
Yeah, tell us to stop talking. But if we just sat there and did nothing, you're just watching the show.
Yeah, and then we'll probably get claimed.
So, oh well. Sorry about that, guys. But I didn't want to make it seem like we had a negative experience watching Avatar, because we really didn't. I think it was just we received a lot of unnecessary backlash, which I think kind of soured the experience for us. But I do think overall we had fun with it. Listen, I shaved my head and put a giant blue arrow on my head. So we had a lot of fun with it.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Jace. Have a good night.
Thanks, Jace. See you, bud.
Andrew, are you guys going to watch the Power Rangers reboot in the year 2025?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's coming in 2025.
That's fair. That's fair.
As much as I would love for it to come in 2025, I think it's going to be more like 2026, if anything. But yes, I will 100% be watching it, and we'll have it here on the channel. Absolutely. We'll have our reaction on the channel, review reaction. Maybe by then Hasbro will recognize us and they'll invite us to the premiere or something. I highly doubt it. Hasbro's just like, yeah, just keep promoting our show, idiots. But no, I'd love to work with them to promote it. But yeah, when it comes out, yeah, we'll be there.
Absolutely.
Oof, 2 hours.
I was gonna say, I think we're gonna start winding down.
We're gonna start winding down.
So in the next few minutes, guys, if you want to get any last
questions licks, final questions, final thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. But honestly, this was a blast.
This was a lot of fun. We kept it a little long because we haven't really done one of these in a while. We wanted to talk to you guys. We started a lot of new stuff. Going on the channel. Movie reviews, Sentai, X-Men, a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of stuff. We're gonna be streaming video games. I don't know if you guys we're here for that part, but we are going to be doing some gaming streams. Nikki's going to be streaming Paper Mario. I'm going to be streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So we're going to be doing some really fun new stuff on the channel, experimenting a lot. So So who knows? You're gonna have to stick on the notification, keep the bell, put the bell on, get that bell on, ding that bell,
Ring the bell.
ring the bell, ring the bell, ding ding.
And this was a blast because I love that it just goes into different tangents. Like
Yeah.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's why I love our fan base. Because you guys are great. Like I love the questions. We have a lot of different loves. It's not like we don't we love Power Rangers, but that's not the only thing that we're a fan of. So getting to talk Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and it's stuff that it's all stuff that we grew up with, all stuff that we love.
Absolutely.
Comic books. Come on, guys. I love all of it.
Ryan, have you heard from RPG that they're doing Power Rangers Hyperforce?
I don't know if they're doing another season of Power Rangers. I know that the Boom is continuing the story of Hyperforce, but I don't know.
Andrew, are you planning to do a reaction of the 2-part episode Rangers Back in Time? Also looking forward to the games that you're playing.
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, I think we will. I think we will be reacting to that.
Ooh, do I know what it is?
You will.
That's a fair answer.
You will know what it is soon.
Kelsey, also with Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't hate the virtual world arc, but you could skip over it no problem.
That's true, but there's a lot of fun stuff there. The Noah stuff, the Gozaboro stuff, the Kaiba stuff.
Guys, I'm also contractually obligated to never skip that season.
You have to watch it. There's too much Kaiba goodness. The stairs, the never ending. If you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge and Little Karibo, you know what I'm talking about. But the stairs joke.
Well, you didn't know what I was getting at. Why I'm not allowed to skip it.
Why are you not allowed to skip? What are you getting at?
Because my sister loves that arc more than anything in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, her favorite characters are the Big Five.
Yes. And I honestly do love that season. This is an example of anime original content that has good ideas. They were just not really able to explore them in a way that permeated throughout the rest of the show.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like the fact that they all the card database was just floating on screen and they were just picking their cards. I love that.
Yes.
I love that so much.
And it actually forced every character to be useful.
Yes. Yeah. Even Tristan and Serenity and Duke, they had their 3-on-1 someone and almost lost.
I know.
But yeah, they did it.
They did it. Malika, are you guys going to watch in fall the anime for Dragon Ball? Oh, yeah, we're definitely watching Daima.
Yes, we will be definitely watching and reacting to Daima on the channel. We mentioned how much we love Dragon Ball and Akira Toriyama, so 100%.
Yeah. Toku fan. Personally, I think my Morphin season is 3 due to all the story.
Yeah, season 3 is story heavy. Without saying too much, but it's fun stuff.
Holiday, I'm new to the channel, love the content. Will you be live streaming more?
Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. But no, that's awesome. Great. It's really cool to see new people in the chat. Love having you here. And yes, we do want to live stream more. We mentioned it a few times during the chat, but I know people have been in and out. But we're going to be live streaming games coming up soon once we get OBS set up. I'm going to be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Nikki's going to be doing Paper Mario. But we also want to do more of these live stream interactive live stream sessions with you guys because it's just fun. We have a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun. Just a fun time.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, we love to stream more. We just always need to find the time dedicated to it. But honestly, we have a blast with it.
Yeah, we're really tapped on time recently. Work's been a little crazy for me and Nikki. So we want to find time to get our reviews in, our reactions in. We're going to movie review. We're going to movie screenings to review for you guys. We're trying to do as much as we can possibly do to give you as much content, varied content as we possibly can. So yeah, we would love to live stream more. And once things settle down a little bit, we'll be back to streaming again. We'll be back.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap it up. Unless there's any more last minute questions, Streamlabs, super chats, or anything. But if not, all right. I think that's gonna be it.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. This was fun. Enjoyed having you all here, talking everything. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content. Give the video a big thumbs up because that really helps us out. And until next time, why don't you guys like stay versed?